Welcome back, folks. BShooter94 here. We are here March Week 3, 2002 on our WCW Live Series. This is our go-home Nitro for the Uncensored pay-per-view. I appreciate you guys coming back this week. Another lovely Sunday where we get another video out there. Just want to give a quick shout-out to everybody who has made this most recent Nitro be well over 100 views. It's well over the like goal, so I'm so happy with that. Thank you so much, guys. Greatly appreciate it. And, you know, we're just going to keep building and building, and hopefully this just keeps catching on. But we're going to get into the show here. We're in front of about 6,700 people in the Mid-South region, and the show opens with cameras catching up with Booker T and Sharmell, the WCW champion, as you remember last week, did win that tag team match, so he is going to declare what match him and Rey Mysterio are going to have at Uncensored. And Booker T says that you're not going to get your answer right now. I'm going to give you my answer when I want to, but Rey will find out before the end of the night, and possibly even after his match. So 72 rating there. Booker T gives us no insight on what he's choosing, but obviously he's going to pick a match, and he's going to make sure Rey Mysterio really realizes it. So good stuff to open the show. In the arena, Rob Van Dam comes down to the ring, and he's going to cut an in-ring promo saying that he's been playing this game with the Militia ever since they attacked him, and Guido put his U.S. Championship pretty much as a target. He has no problem facing off against Guido at Uncensored for the United States Championship, but he knows he has his back against the wall, and he says that Guido, I think you've bitten off more than you can chew, and you don't understand what you did. 72 rating there. The Militia comes down to the ring, and they surround Rob Van Dam as if it's about to be a 4-on-1 beatdown. However, the unfamiliar music of the Steiner brothers music hits, and Rick Steiner is back, and he brought some family reinforcements to join in on the festivities, as Scott Steiner has returned and has realigned himself with his brother, and he is turning face here. Let me clear. Yep. So babyface turn for Mr. Steiner. Initial rating a great, fantastic, and he is now. Oh, that's stupid. With back his brother Rick Steiner. So Steiner's brothers have returned to aid Rob Van Dam as the Militia bail from the ring, and RVD and the Steiners stand tall to end the segment. So big return here. Steiner brothers are back in World Championship Wrestling. Scott Steiner's been out for a little bit with a small injury, so what a great way to bring him back. And Rick Steiner's back here to get some revenge on the Militia. So good opening segment to open the show. And our first bout of the evening for the Television Championship, and a bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Kaz Hayashi does defeat Rhino in 13 minutes of the Moonsault Press. Kaz Hayashi defends his WCW Television Championship. Rhino is 65, Kaz Hayashi is 68. Storyline advanced and gained heat. The match got the crowd hotter with a 66 rating. So Kaz Hayashi, even though Rhino has really made things difficult for Kaz, Kaz did get the retain here over Rhino, and often doing some different things, and Kaz Hayashi is going to be our flag bearer for the TV Championship going forward. So good stuff, both guys here. Good opening contest. We come back from commercial, and Guido storms into Eric Bischoff's office saying that it is unfair what happened tonight, that the Steiner brothers returned unannounced, and Bischoff said, well, then you're really going to hate what my next decision is. Tonight it's going to be Ray Gonzalez, Super Crazy in Berlin, representing the Militia, facing off against Rob Van Dam and the Steiner brothers in a 6-man tag, as Guido is clearly pissed off and storms out of the office with his Militia behind him. 64 rating there. So we have a big 6-man tag team match tonight, guys. RVD and the Steiners back on Nitro, facing off against the Militia. And in our tag team contest, PinPoint member did do an open challenge last week, and they were answered by the Knightbreed, Vampire Warrior and Vampiro. And in a decent match, the Knightbreed does beat PinPoint in 10 minutes when Vampiro pins Mark Jindrak with a nail in the coffin. Vampire Warrior was the weak link. Jindrak of 58, Style 65, Vampiro 53, and Vampire Warrior 43. This is going to gain advancement on the PinPoint storyline, and Vampiro was off his game with a 59 rating there. So the Knightbreed has returned to World Championship Wrestling and beat PinPoint. PinPoint is on a very, very slippery slope here. This is not looking good for this tag team. And obviously after the match, both guys seem very frustrated, and they just kind of, you can tell they're not on the same page with anything that they're doing right now. We're just going to keep seeing what happens going forward here. We get Goldberg comes down to the ring and says he is tired of Abyss and Mitchell's games. Last week he proved that they can't take out Bill Goldberg, and he wants Abyss right now in the middle of the ring. No games, no BS. 59 rating on Goldberg. He gets interrupted naturally by Mitchell and Abyss. Abyss wants to fight Goldberg. Mitchell's not letting him. The crowd's kind of starting to stir as this match is going to happen again eventually here. And Mitchell challenges Goldberg to face the monster Abyss at Uncensored in a last man standing match. And Goldberg says yes. So at Uncensored, we will have the monster Abyss, who has one pinfall victory over Bill Goldberg, in a last man standing match at Uncensored. 72 rating out of the segment. And in a decent match, Diamond Dallas Page defeats Kid Cash by pinfall in 7 minutes with a diamond cutter. DDP at 59, Kid Cash at 56, and the announcing quality of the match with a 59 rating. Just a simple singles match here for DDP. Get a nice little win going into the pay-per-view. But post-match, though, he does get attacked by Chris Kanyon, and Chris Kanyon grabs the microphone and says that he is going to embarrass DDP on Sunday, and says that DDP is going to join his list of guys that should no longer be in World Championship Wrestling, that he has taken out, and that DDP is going to be just another name no longer here. 72 rating out of Kanyon and DDP here. Good little singles match going on Uncensored. Looking forward to it. And in our big 6-man tag team match, in a decent match, Rob Van Dam, Scott Steiner, and Rick Steiner defeat the Militia, Ray Gonzalez, Berlin, Super Crazy, in 11:52, and RVD pinned Super Crazy with a split-legged moonsault. In terms of in-ring work, RVD was obviously the top dog here. Rick Steiner a 49, Scott a 79, Rob Van Dam a 90, Super Crazy a 53, Berlin a 53, Ray Gonzalez a 53. Both storylines advanced, and the performance of Rob Van Dam really stood out, and the match got the crowd hotter with a 71 rating here. Great stuff out of everybody involved here. We're not going to have the Steiners and the Militia face off at Uncensored. We're going to keep kind of building to that a little bit more and more, but RVD and Guido will be facing off for the U.S. Championship. So I'm very happy with how all of this has come together. And a 71 rating for a 6-man tag, I'll take it. Backstage, Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow cut a scathing promo on Nash and Hall, saying that they're no longer in the World Wrestling Federation, where Shawn Michaels can say whatever he wants to get them out of all the trouble that they cause for every wrestler in the locker room. They are two cancers who should just leave the company and leave the business. It's because of them that we had to leave the World Wrestling Federation and have to find ourselves again. And now we are the best tag team in the world, so I guess we can thank them for that. But these two guys are the reasons why so many careers have been held back, held down, and ultimately ended. And on Sunday, outsiders, you really are at this point. You will be done in World Championship Wrestling on Sunday. So Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow are very much spewing some politic type stuff here that has happened in their past. The heat is obviously very real in this match, not even just on camera, but definitely behind camera. So very looking forward to this tag team title match on Uncensored, and 71 rating out of these guys. So good stuff out of my top tag team here. And in a decent matchup, we have the Dynasty, BG James and Dustin Rhodes, defeating Zero Cool in 10 minutes when Dustin Rhodes pinned Scott Taylor with a bulldog. Dustin Rhodes carried the match in performance. Dustin a 67, BG a 56. Sean and Scott both got us a 53, and both teams have great chemistry. Double J was at ringside for this match, so obviously he's supporting his Dynasty cast. 64 rating here. Post-match, Mike Awesome chases Jeff Jarrett around the ring until it becomes a 3-on-1 beatdown, ending with Jeff Jarrett hitting the stroke on Mike Awesome, leaving him laying in the ring as Jeff Jarrett, BG, and Dustin Rhodes stand tall over a fallen Mike Awesome. 65 rating overall there. And about that had decent reaction from the crowd, we have Chavo Guerrero, but subpar wrestling. Billy Kidman defeats Chavo Guerrero in 8 minutes with a fast roll-up after a distraction from Frankie Kazarian, who was holding clippers in his hand, as Chavo obviously is going to be facing him at Uncensored in a hair versus hair match. Chavo and Kidman both, Chavo 49, Kidman at 48. Obviously, on Sunday will be the end of the feud between Chavo and Kazarian that I felt like has been going on for way too long, but we're looking forward to finally ending that one. 49 rating on the match, and Kidman gets a rare Nitro victory. And in our main event of the evening, in about that had great heat and good wrestling, Rey Mysterio defeats Buff Bagwell in 13 minutes with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Rey in 80, Buff at 57. During the match, Booker T and Sharmella are at ringside with a 75 rating for the match. And post-match, Booker T attacks Rey Mysterio, and he hits him with the scissors kick. So Rey Mysterio is laid out on his back in the middle of the ring, and Booker T grabs a ladder and sets the ladder on top of a fallen Rey Mysterio, so he's pinned underneath the ladder as Booker T stands at the top of the ladder holding his championship, saying, "This Sunday, Rey Mysterio, it is going to be you versus me in a ladder match where I will be standing tall over your lifeless corpse once again as your WCW champion." So that is our main event for Uncensored now, guys. A ladder match for the WCW championship. 68 rating out of the last segment here. Let's see what we get for a final show rating. And our go-home show gets us a 72 overall. We increased popularity in 27 regions. I think this was a big go-home show. We had the return of not just Rick Steiner, but Scott Steiner teaming up with his brother, and they defeated the Militia. We built up DDP and Chris Kanyon more. We got a last man standing match announced for Goldberg and Abyss. The Knightbreed returned as PinPoint keeps falling down the slippery slope. Hayashi retained the TV championship over Rhino. Chavo and Kazarian keep building towards their hair versus hair match. Rey and Buff had a great main event and got us to our big ladder match that's going to happen on Sunday. So hopefully you guys are still enjoying this, and I think from what I'm seeing, I think a lot of people are, and a lot of people are really liking and commenting, which I greatly appreciate. Like I said last week, we do have a WWE superstar coming soon. I'm not going to say who it is, but I've given some hint in the comments, so I'd love to see, or in the description, so I'd love to see some comments on who you guys think it is. Love to try to get at least 10 likes on this next video. Love to see if we can get another 100 view video back-to-back weeks here as we go in towards Uncensored. That's all you guys. You guys have been such an amazing support net and support group overall. But again, two guys that we still need to have some ideas with. Lance Storm, seeing what you guys can think of him, and see what you guys think of the Steiner brothers returning and what we can do with them after the Militia situation here. But next Sunday, guys, Uncensored's coming your way, so hopefully you guys will be there for that, and we'll really enjoy that pay-per-view. But until next time, BeastShooter94, we'll see you next week.